Good morning, student. In previous lecture of coordination compounds, we had discussed about the ligands and classification of ligand. We have started. In that, we had discussed about the monodentate ligands. In monodentate ligands, we had seen some neutral molecules which are working as a ligand, as well as we had seen some anionic monodentate ligands, their formulae, some of their structures also we had discussed. In last lecture I had told you that some cationic monodentate ligands are also there. Cationic ligands are very rare, but they are. So today I am going to show you first the 4 example of positive ligands. See, you can see over here that first is hydrazinium. The formula is N2H5, 1 positive charge. Okay, you can see over here structural formula is, or we can say condensed formula is given over there. NH2 single bond NH3. NH2 having 1 lone pair of electron and NH3 is having 1 positive charge on nitrogen. Okay, so in this way this is the hydrazinium ion which is working as a monodentate cationic ligand. Second is nitrosilium, which I had told last time, NO 1 positive charge. It is also known as nitrosonium or nitrosilium, one and the same thing, one and the same ligand, having 2 names, nitrosonium or nitrosilium. Then third one is nitronium, NO2 1 positive. And fourth one, that is anilinium. Aniline you know very well, C6H5NH2. Nitrogen having 1 lone pair of electron in aniline, that is donated to H plus ion by forming a coordinate covalent bond, and that's why that particular electron deficiency is generated around nitrogen atom, and that's why it bears 1 positive charge. So these are the 4 monodentate cationic ligands. Okay, so we had completed discussion about the first category of ligand, that is monodentate ligand, having only 1 donor atom or 1 donor site. Now second category, 3 categories we had seen over there, if you remember: monodentate, polydentate and ambidentate. So out of them, first category we had discussed, that is monodentate ligand. Now we will go for the second category, that is polydentate ligand. Poly means many, dentate means dentate represents here donor sites. Okay, so those particular ligands which are having more than 1 donor sites, 2, 3, 4, 5, maximum 6, all are coming in the category of polydentate ligands. So a polydentate ligand has 2 or more donor atoms or donor sites and can be linked to the same central metal atom or ion in a complex using 2 or more donating sites. Clear? वर्नाकुलर मीडियम. ये लिगेंड जो है इनमें क्या है, 2 डोनर एटम होते हैं या 2 से ज़्यादा. पॉलीडेंटेट में 1 से ज़्यादा रहेंगे, तो 1 से ज़्यादा कितने हुए, 2, तो 2 एंड इट इज़ ऑब्जर्व मैक्सिमम 6 डोनर एटम तक के हो सकते हैं एक लिगेंड में, और ये सारे एट ए टाइम एक ही समय में एक ही सेंट्रल मेटल एटम के साथ कोऑर्डिनेट बॉन्ड बनाते हुए अटैच हो सकते हैं, तो वो सारे क्या कहलाएंगे, पॉलीडेंटेट लिगेंड्स कहलाएंगे. क्लियर हुआ वर्नाकुलर मीडियम? इज इट क्लियर नाउ? सो इन पॉलीडेंटेट लिगेंड again we can classify polydentate ligand in different categories. Like if the ligand possesses two donor sites or two donor atoms, then it is known as bidentate ligand. So first type of polydentate ligand is bidentate ligands, which is having bidentate ligand is having two donor site. All those ligands which are having two donor site, all are coming in the category of bidentate ligands. For example, 1,2-diaminoethane, or it is also known as ethylene diamine. IUPAC name is 1,2-diaminoethane. Common name is ethylene diamine. Then second is ethane dioate ion. Ethane dioate ion, it is a IUPAC name. Common name will be oxalate ion. You can see over here in both the diagram, in ethylene diamine, two nitrogen atom having lone pair of electron. Okay, so two donor atoms, two nitrogen atom, both are behaving as a donor atom. Two donor sites are there, that's why it is a bidentate ligand. In oxalate also you can see two negatively charged oxygen atoms having one lone pair electron on each, which can be donated. So it is also having two donor atoms, that's why it is also coming in the category of bidentate ligand. Some more examples of bidentate ligands are also there. We can see them. Already we had seen these two, ethylene diamine and oxalate ion. Next, 1,10-phenanthroline. Okay, 1,10-phenanthroline. Okay, it is what? Phen. It is denoted by phen. It is having also two nitrogen atom which are possessing lone pair of electron, which can be donated to central metal atom. So it is also a bidentate ligand. Okay, then glycinate. It is also having two donor atom. One is negatively charged oxygen and one is nitrogen of amino group. So it is also a bidentate ligand. Then next is 2,2-dipyridine, DIPY, short form of this. Okay, it is abbreviated as DIPY, 2,2-dipyridine. Okay, so pyridine, you know, it is a C5H5N, that is pyridine. Now two pyridine are joined together on second position, that's why it is 2,2-dipyridine. It is also having two nitrogen atom with lone pair of electron, which can be donated to central metal atom. So it is also a bidentate ligand. Similarly, carbonate is also bidentate ligand. Two negatively charged oxygen atom possessing lone pair of electron, which can be donated to central metal atom. So ethylene diamine, oxalate, 1,10-phenanthroline and glycinate, 2,2-dipyridine, carbonate, these are the examples of bidentate ligand. Now next category, that is tridentate ligand. From name itself clear, tri means three, dentate means donor site. So those particular polydentate ligands which possess three donor atom or three donor sites, all are coming in the category of tridentate ligand. So the example of tridentate ligand, again here ethylene diamine we had seen. If one more carbon and amino group is attached, then it will be one more ethylene and amino group is attached, then it will be diethylene, and three amino group will be there, then triamine. Okay, so one example is diethylene triamine. Again three nitrogen atoms, so three donor atoms possessing lone pair of electron, as well as 2,2,2 tripyridine or terpyridine also it is known as. So these are the two examples of tridentate ligand. Diethylene abbreviated as diene, and 2, 2 dash, 2 double dash. Terpyridine, it is also abbreviated as terpene. It is the example of tridentate ligand. Now I told you maximum 6 donor site means hexadentate ligand is up to hexadentate ligand, polydentate ligands are seen. So next category obviously tridentate is over, so next will be tetradentate ligand. The ligands having 4 donor sites or 4 donor atom, they are coming in the category of tetradentate ligands. 4 donor site or 4 donor atoms. Again, if one ethylene and one amino group is attached with diethylene triamine, then it will be triethylene tetramine. So the easiest example which you can remember easily is triethylene tetramine. Okay, you can see in this diagram 4 nitrogen atom of amino group having lone pair of electron, which can be donated at a time with the central metal atom to form the 4 coordinate covalent bonds. So triethylene tetramine is the example of tetradentate ligand. Now next category will be pentadentate ligand. 5 donor sites, 5 donor atom. Okay. So next category is pentadentate ligand. 5 donor sites or 5 donor atom. The example is ethylene diamine triacetic acid. Okay, ethylene diamine triacetic acid. It is the example of pentadentate ligand. You can see 2 nitrogen atoms are there and 3 hydroxyl group are there. Means carboxylic acid groups are there. C double bond O, single bond OH. See, left hand side topmost 1 nitrogen atom is attached to CH2COOH. Then here also it is attached with CH2COOH. Then lower side it is attached with CH2, then NH, then again CH2COOH. Okay, so in carboxylic acid group, OH oxygen atom possesses lone pair of electron which can be donated to form the coordinate covalent bond. Okay, so in this way 3 OH of carboxylic acid group and 2 nitrogen of amino group possessing lone pair of electron. So 5 donor atoms, 5 donor sites are there. So it will be the example of pentadentate ligand. Now next category, last one, that is hexadentate ligand. Hexadentate ligand means 6 donor sites are there. Okay, from name itself clear it is having 6 donor sites. Then it is known as hexadentate ligand. The best example is ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Okay, the structure of ethylene diamine tetraacetate you can see over here. See, 1 ethylene diamine at the center. The nitrogen, each nitrogen 2 valencies are there. Out of them Out of those two valency, each valency is satisfied by acetate ion, CH2COO minus. So total 2 nitrogen atom of ethylene diamine possessing lone pair of electron each on one nitrogen atom, and 4 acetate ions oxygen, negatively charged oxygen atom possess lone pair of electron. So total 6 donor side donor atoms are available in ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Ethylene diamine tetraacetate, total 6 donor side donor atoms are available. So that's why it is a hexadentate ligand. You can see over here in this structure also it is visible. 4 negatively charged oxygen atoms and 2 nitrogen atom form covalent coordinate bond with central metal atom which is denoted by M. So it is an hexadentate ligand. So second category of ligand we had completed. First monodentate, now second is polydentate. Now last category of ligand, that is ambidentate ligand. See, a very little difference is there in bidentate and ambidentate ligand. Bidentate ligand also possess 2 donor sites. Ambidentate ligand also possessing 2 donor sites. But bidentate ligand can combine with central metal atom with the help of both the donor atom at a time. While in ambidentate ligand, though ligand possesses 2 donor site, but at a time it can bind with central metal atom with any one of donor site or any one of donor atom. Out of 2, only one can join, one can bind with central metal atom. Both can't. As in bidentate ligand, in ambidentate ligand, both donor atom cannot bind simultaneously with one central metal atom. At a time, out of 2 donor atoms, only one can combine. Clear? So this is the basic difference in ambidentate ligand and bidentate ligand. Okay. So third category is ambidentate ligand, the ligand which have 2 donor site, 2 donor atom, and use the electron pair of either donor atom to form the coordinate bond with the metal ion are ambidentate ligand. But the difference I think is clear. In bidentate, simultaneously at a time both the donor atoms can combine with central metal atom. Here only at a time one can combine. Okay. For example, nitrite, NO2 minus. Okay. It can link with metal ion either through nitrogen atom or through oxygen atom. You can see the structure over here. See, if it combines with nitrogen atom, if donor atom is nitrogen atom, then it named as nitro group. The donor atom of nitrite is nitrogen, then the group named as nitro. And if it combines with central metal atom through oxygen, then the name of same group is changed, it is nitrito. So on the basis of donor atom, the same ligand has different name, nitrito and nitro. combines with nitrogen atom, nitro, combines through oxygen atom, nitrite. Okay, there are some more m-bidentate ligands are there, that is cyano or isocyano. Okay, cyanide formula you know very well. Okay, so C triple bond N, two donor atoms are there. Either it can donate lone pair of electron through carbon or nitrogen. So if it combines with carbon to the central metal atom, if it combines through carbon atom to the central metal atom, then it is named as cyano. And if it combines with central metal atom through nitrogen, then it is named as isocyano. Same in case of thiocyanide group. If it combines with sulfur, thiocyano. If it combines with metal atom through nitrogen, isothiocyanate. Combines with central metal through sulfur, thiocyanate. Combines with central metal atom through nitrogen, isothiocyanate. Okay, so these are the some examples of m-bidentate ligand. You can see if donor atom is changed, the name is changed. Nitro, nitrito, cyano, isocyano, thiocyanate, isothiocyanate. Okay, as I told, the difference between the bidentate ligand and m-bidentate ligand is bidentate ligand can bind to the central atom via two bonds at the same time through two different donor atoms, while m-bidentate ligand can form two bonds with a central metal atom but form only one bond at a time. It can also generate two bonds, but it will not form. It will generate only, it will bind only with one donor atom, with central metal atom. It will bind through one donor atom at a time with central metal atom. So it is the difference between the bidentate ligand and m-bidentate ligand. Okay, now we have to discuss certain terminologies or certain terms which are used in coordination compound or coordination chemistry. Out of them, first is coordination sphere. See, we will discuss afterward a theory, primitive or first theory of coordination compound, to explain its structure and behavior and geometry and physical and chemical properties. That is Werner's theory. Okay, so there we come across about the coordination sphere and ionization sphere, these two terms. Okay, so there also we have to discuss it. What is coordination sphere? See, coordination sphere means, here from name itself clear that central metal atom or ion and ligands which are bind together through coordinate covalent bond, they all together generate a sphere which is known as coordination sphere. So coordination sphere is the sphere which enclosed inside the metal ion and ligands which bind together through coordinate covalent bond, and it is denoted by square bracket. It is denoted by square bracket. Clear? So central metal ion and ligands linked to it are enclosed in square bracket. This is called coordination sphere, which is a separate structural unit. Okay, all the ligands and metal ion are bind together by coordinate covalent bond. So we can say over here that those particular entities, those particular ions or atoms or molecules which are combined together through coordinate covalent bond, they all together generate a entity, generate a structural unit which is known as coordination sphere. Clear? And this coordination sphere is denoted by square bracket. Like here I have written one example, CuNH3 twice Cl2. Di mean dichloro, copper, second. We will discuss afterwards the nomenclature of coordination compounds. So in this example, CuNH3 twice Cl2 is enclosed in a square bracket. This square bracket with all these entities which are combined together, copper, ammonia and chloride ion combined together by coordinate covalent bond, is known as coordination sphere. Square bracket with all these entities which are bonded together through coordinate covalent bond generates a sphere entity which is known as coordination sphere. Clear? Means this square bracket represents the coordination sphere. Okay, then I think it is clear. Then second term, that is complex ion. Okay, so the coordination sphere comprises central metal ion and the surrounding ligand together carry a net charge. It is called the complex ion. Okay, complex ion means coordination sphere with charge, either positive or negative charge. Okay, coordination entity, that is Cu NH3 twice Cl2 without any charge, that is coordination entity. If this coordination entity carries any charge, positive or negative, then it becomes complex ion. Like in previous example we had seen CuNH3 twice Cl2. Okay, square bracket represent coordination sphere, and this CuNH3 twice Cl2 enclosed in square bracket is known as coordination entity. It is a neutral complex. If this complex carries any charge, then it becomes ion. Then the coordination entity carries charge, then it is known as complex ion. So coordination sphere comprising central metal ion and the surrounding ligands together carry a net charge is called complex ion. Is it clear? ओके, वर्नाकुलर मीडियम क्लियर है. अगर कोऑर्डिनेशन स्फीयर के अंदर प्रेजेंट मेटल, आयन और जो भी लिगेंड्स हैं उनको मिलाकर जो हमारा पूरा एक स्ट्रक्चरल यूनिट बन रहा है, इट इज चार्जलेस. वो कैसा है? चार्जलेस है, उसके ऊपर कोई चार्ज नहीं है, तो उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? कोऑर्डिनेशन एंटिटी. उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? कोऑर्डिनेशन एंटिटी. पर अगर उसके ऊपर कोई चार्ज है तो क्या बन गया? आयन. तो वो क्या कहलाएगा फिर? कॉम्प्लेक्स आयन. समझ में आया? तो ऐसा कोऑर्डिनेशन स्फीयर जिसमें सेंट्रल मेटल आयन भी है, लिगेंड्स भी हैं और उनके ऊपर कोई नेट चार्ज भी आ रहा है आफ्टर द अलजेब्रिक सम ऑफ चार्ज ऑन सेंट्रल मेटल आयन एंड ligands. If any residual charge is coming, net charge is coming on the coordination sphere, then it is known as complex ion. For example, dicyanoargentate 1 AgCN twice 1 negative charge. It is dicyanoargentate 1. So it is anionic complex. Hexaequo cobalt second ion, it is cationic. Tetrachlorocuprate second ion, it is again anionic complex. So the coordination sphere with central metal atom and ligands, if carries any residual charge or any net charge over there on the coordination sphere, then it becomes complex ion. It is known as complex ion. So three terms we have discussed: coordination sphere, coordination entity, and complex ion. Square bracket represents coordination sphere, which enclosed inside in itself central metal atom and ligands bind it together to coordinate covalent bond. Okay, clear हुआ? Square bracket is coordination sphere. Then coordination entity. Coordination sphere, central metal atom or ion and ligands all together without any charge is known as coordination entity. And complex ion, square bracket, that is coordination sphere with central metal atom or ion and ligands with any residual charge, either positive or negative, becomes complex ion. Clear? Now next term, that is counter ion. Next term is counter ion. See, simple example: potassium ferrocyanate K4FeCN6. K4 is written outside the coordination sphere. When you dissolve it in water, potassium ion easily ionized, get separated from the K4FeCN6 and produce K plus ion in the aqueous solution. Okay, so those particular ions which are written outside the coordination sphere, all are ionizable, easily get ionized when dissolved in water, and they are known as counter ions. Okay, so ionizable group shown outside the square bracket, that is outside the coordination sphere, are known as counter ions. One example I have told you, potassium ferrocyanate. Another example is hexaquochromate, hexaquochromium third chloride, hexaquochromium third chloride, hexamine cobalt third chloride. These are the examples of counter ion. If you dissolved hexamine cobalt chloride, then it ionizes in two parts. One is complex ion is generated, and another simple chloride ion. It will dissociate into chloride ion and hexamine cobalt third ion. So chloride in first two compound and potassium in third compound, all potassium ion as well as chloride ions present outside the coordination sphere. They are easily ionizable, and these are only the counter ions. These are only the counter ions. When you dissolved this hexamine cobalt third chloride, then it ionizes into hexamine cobalt third ion and 3 chloride ion. So chloride ion is ionized easily, so it is a counter ion. In second compound, hexaquochromium third ion and 3 chloride ion are generated. So again chloride ions are easily get ionized, so these are the counter ion which are present outside the coordination sphere. In K4FeCN6, 4 potassium ion and 1 this hexacyanoferrate second ion. Okay, so these are the counter ions. Clear? So this is the third term which we have to discuss, that is counter ion. Next, that is the oxidation state or oxidation number of metal ion. So you already gone through this term, oxidation state, oxidation number, you know very well in last 11th class in redox reaction chapter. Already you gone through this particular term, oxidation number, and you know how to calculate the oxidation number of any atom. So here we are talking about the oxidation state or oxidation number of metal ion. So simple, the charge present on the metal ion is its oxidation number or oxidation state. Or we can say when all the ligands are attached with their shared pair of electron, okay, with metal atom, if removed from the complex, then whatever charge is present on central metal atom is its oxidation state. Okay, and this oxidation state is always represented in Roman numerals, in parenthesis, in bracket. It is represented. For example, just now we had discussed one example, hexaamine cobalt third chloride. So oxidation state of cobalt is 3. So it is represented by Roman numeral 3 in parenthesis. Okay, so in this way it is written as CO in bracket 3 because it carries 3 oxidation state, or it has 3 positive charges. Oxidation number is 3. How to calculate it already you know, but I had shown it with the help of one example, that it can be calculated by the formula charge number of complex ion is equal to oxidation state of this. Here central metal atom is cobalt, that's why I have written cobalt. You can write any central metal, oxidation state of central metal atom or ion, plus number of ligands into charge on each ligand. So the charge on complex, it is 3. If you remove the Cl, 3Cl minus ion, then charge present on the residual charge coming on the coordination sphere is plus 3. So charge on complex is plus 3. Oxidation state of cobalt you have to determine. Then number of ligands 6. Charge on each ligand is 0 because ammonia is a neutral ligand. So 0. So oxidation state of cobalt is plus 3. So by using this formula you can determine the oxidation state of cobalt if you know the charge on ligand as well as charge on complex ion. Okay, so in this way you can determine the oxidation state. Now next, that is charge number of complex ion, means the residual charge or net charge present on coordination sphere may be positive or negative. That is known as charge number of complex ion, the net charge residing on the complex ion, that is its charge number. And how it is calculated? It is the algebraic sum of charge present on central metal ion or atom and the ligands around it. Okay, it will be the algebraic sum of the charges present on or carried by central metal ion or atom and ligands. Another example, second we had discussed in previous slide, that is hexaquochromium third chloride. Okay, its charge on complex ion we are going to calculate. The oxidation state of chromium is plus 3. So by using same formula you can determine the charge number of complex ion. So charge number of complex is equal to oxidation state of, it is chromium, okay, chromium plus number of ligands into charge on ligands. So plus 3 charge on chromium plus 6 into water, again a neutral ligand, so it is 0, so coming 3. So charge number on complex ion is 3. It is chromium, okay, by mistake it is CO is printed, it type over here, it is Cr, okay. So in this way the charge on complex is plus 3 by using oxidation state of central metal atom or ion. You have to write down over here, okay. So here we have discussed few terms which are used in this coordination compound. Now next term which we have to discuss, that is coordination number, okay. So that we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.